Hey all you nerds, Gabe aka Froopy Art here, and welcome back to our Gravity Falls and cryptid-inspired Pokemon region. Now before we get going, you will want to stick around until the end as I will be looking for more Beast Merge ideas from you. So again, prompts at the end of the video. But first, in the previous episode, you got a device component by beating Valentino and his Dark-type Pokemon. But as you are leaving, 4 figures are coming out of the foggy woods towards you.
Oh, geez. Who's this now? Maybe it's the punks who kidnapped Sandy. Get ready for a battle.
Whoa, it's just us.
Yeah, it just took forever to catch up to you in all of this gloomy fog.
Well, did you find Sandy? Is she okay?
We tried to catch them, but they shook us in these stupid woods. We're so sorry. But we did get another piece of your machine, Professor.
Ah, that's great, Cordy. I'm gonna have you take that back to the research shack, and don't feel too bad about losing to them. I couldn't even catch up to that little slimeball Glee. But luckily, we've got a new lead.
Being at the museum with all y'all, I remembered writing more of the book. There's one more thing from that page that they've been harvesting, and I know where it is. There's a mine nearby that will let us get down into a jungle cenote. Here, give me that map of yours.
McHadron adds an indicator to your map for the mine's location. Cordelia heads back to the research shack with the device component that you won from Valentino, while the rest of you cross through the spooky forest. Out in the woods, you run into a new Pokemon. You see a strange glow coming from the top of a tree, and a small spider skitters down to investigate you. Okay, so this line is going to combine 2 things. The first are, well, spider cryptids. Most specifically, it'll eventually look like the Jorogumo, which I know that's technically a yokai, not a cryptid, but I don't know, I wanted some more Japanese inspirations in the decks. And the Jorogumo, just looks freaking sweet. And the other thing, which I have just always wanted as a Pokemon, is a Blacklight. Good old dark electric Blacklight. I just think that's neat, so we're gonna do it. This is a 2-stage, so it's gonna start out super simple, mainly just a big old bulb butt and some legs. I gave it some dramatic eyes, which will help tie it to the, proper Japanese eye makeup look that the evolution will have. Yeah, I don't know, nothing too crazy here. I just had some fun figuring out the best way to render the look of a Blacklight. Okay, let's meet Violit, the dark glow Pokemon. Researchers are unsure if it is this dark type's glass-like abdomen or the filament within, but it is able to absorb light and emit its own ultraviolet light. Violet uses its strange glow to disorient prey before leaping on them and draining their life force. While often moody, they commonly befriend Unce and enjoy a good dance party. The ability is Tinted Lens, the colored glass, which powers up not very effective moves, and the hidden ability is Battery. It dances about for you. If you have an Unce with you, this little buddy will quite literally jump into one of your Pokeballs to be its buddy. Continuing on, you also see plenty of Mushimind. In fact, there are so many that you decide to catch a few more. Now, there are clues that would be in the journal about a strange evolution method, and when you fill your party with all Mushimind, they fuse together into one strange evolution. And this is an evolution method that I just wish existed in Pokemon for real. Like, if I have 3 Diglets, I want them to combine and turn into a Dugtrio, or like Magnemites or whatever. It's just the thing that I want. So a party of Mushiminds is going to turn into a little horde fusion design. Now, I knew that I wanted all their brains to just combine into one giant brain. This is partially because it is a psychic type after all, but also to continue the Perceptrum inspiration from that episode of Gravity Falls. I also had it planned out that all 6 of the Mushimind torsos and legs would get repurposed into the arms and legs of this new evolution. So getting the feet to be the fingers and whatnot, it made me happy from a design angle. Alrighty, let's check out Zomborde, the brain fungus Pokemon. On very rare occasions, groups of Mushimind have been observed merging together during evolution to form a Zomborde. They are always hungry and use their powerful psychic abilities to lift their prey with telekinesis and draw them directly to them. Trainers are advised to keep their Zomborde well fed to avoid any accidental bites. The ability is Poison Touch still, so that means it may poison the target whenever they make contact, and the hidden ability, it is a zombie, is Unaware. This big old brain takes a few moments for all its limbs to learn how to work together, but it is soon scuttling through the misty terrain excitedly. Having learned how to navigate through this disorienting layout with the journal's help, you arrive on the other side of the forest in no time.
So, what can we expect in here?
Oh, you know, Wilfred, you and me been in here together tons of times.
McHadron, another reminder, none of that actually happened.
No, of course not. My mind is just still scrambled, I suppose. But I could have sworn I recalled exploring these here mines with you. Well then, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just chock full of preserved and escaped prehistoric monsters.
Wonderful.
You step inside the cold, damp mine. Traveling deeper into the earth, the walls of the mine have strange deposits of amber. In fact, as you get deeper, the amber deposits have become so massive that they have preserved entire species of ancient Pokemon. The further you descend, the more the amber deposits seem to have melted and busted open, like things have escaped. Now, unlike the fossil Pokemon found in other regions, these were not resurrected incorrectly, with mineral impurities and have the rock type and whatnot. No, you continue along and you run into some actual factual ancient fossil Pokemon. So Cactamo, Fleetwee, and Sailil are actually some of the Pokemon from my previous region. Now, if you haven't watched the Pokemon Amber series, I'm a little biased. I think it's quite good. It's certainly worth viewing. Now, you find them and others like Chippet and Ectrio, and now is your chance to catch any of these little cuties. Also, we have another strange evolution method. If you happen to have a Capnary with you, along with at least one of these new fossil Pokemon, little Capnary will evolve. I don't know, what can I say? I love weird evolution methods. Of course, they would be hinted at in the journal somewhere, but little Capnary is going to be so inspired by its prehistoric friends that it will turn into the Ropin. This is one of those, non-extinct cryptid, dinosaur, flying reptile, good stuff. Now, though the Ropin is a little bit more than just a pterosaur, as it glows when it flies through the night sky. We are combining that with the pterodactyl from Gravity Falls and giving it a pickaxe face, since it's still tied to the blue cap design and mines from before. It all comes together and makes a nice skeletal Ropin that glows with its blue flames. Okay, let's learn all about Azurect, the faux fossil Pokemon. While this winged creature appears to be ancient, it has actually only taken this form after being influenced by other actual fossil Pokemon. It still loves to spend its time in caves and mines, where it uses its sharp beak to extract deposits of combustible minerals. The ability is Levitate, which is pretty nice for a rock and fire type, so that means it's raised off the ground, doesn't get hit by ground type moves, and the hidden ability is Flash Fire. But what do you think? Would you bring your Capnary here to meet some Fossilmons and get all inspired to evolve?
Man, oh man, this place is wild. Who knew we'd be coming face to face with actual dinosaurs?
I always suspected this day would come. So, McHadron, You said that you came down here before that weird mind control collar turned your brain into mush?
Sure did. There's a specific type of amber only found in deposits in the cenote. Prismatic amber. It's fossilized primordial infinity energy. Very rare, very powerful. And one of the key ingredients in that device what messed up my noodle. But we'll have to be careful, as the cenote has some pretty aggressive Pokémon.
You turn another corner and come to a bright opening. Just outside, you can see the lush jungles of the cenote. The area is massive, with a huge lake at its center. Being out of the cramped mines has allowed for even the largest of ancient Pokémon to thrive. Though some would be quite rare to find, you could feasibly catch anything found in the Pokémon Amber Dex here. But even amongst them, you find a new Hoaxian Pokemon that is just enjoying being around all these ancient creatures. It wiggles out of the water towards you. Okay, so this is going to be the start of a 3-stage line based on the Lao from Africa. This is a cryptid that has a few contradictory descriptions. Sometimes it's a serpent, sometimes it's more of like a theropod dinosaur looking thing, but it always has whisker tendril doodads on its face. It's often suspected that it is actually just a misidentified massive catfish, so we're gonna start out there with this tiny little fellow, but it has such big monstrous dreams that it is actually a dragon type. A pretty unassuming dragon, I know, but it'll get more intimidating as it continues to evolve. But for now, let's learn all about Tendrip, the whisker Pokemon. The somewhat terrestrial fish clambers out of the water using its sturdy front fins. Tendrip's eyesight is poor, so it explores its surroundings with a pair of dexterous whiskers. If threatened, it flails the whiskers about wildly to whack any potential threat. While small, Tendrip possesses an adventurous spirit that often gets it into troubling situations. The ability is Swift Swim, with the hidden ability being Tangling Hair. It's got the tendrils. It kind of works. And it squirms on over to you and flexes its whiskers. You could easily punt it back into the water. I don't know, but maybe you would want to catch this silly little dragon. After passing by gentle giants, tyrant lizards, and Pokemon, playfully splashing about, you are near the deposit that McHadron indicated. Unfortunately, you can hear voices ahead. And peering through the tropical foliage, you can see some Cipher Squad grunts harvesting prismatic amber from the cenote wall. But we will pick up with them in the next episode. Before we go, 2 things. First off, let's get a look at the Dex real fast. It is really coming along, not a ton of gaps left there. We'll get a few more single stages here and there, maybe a couple 2 stages. But for the most part, it's going to be mainly evolutions from here on out. Anything in particular that you're looking forward to? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, the second thing. I need more Beast Merge ideas. You know that thing where the Hoaxian Pokemon distort and fuse onto their trainers as weapons or vehicles or armors or whatever crazy ideas you can come up with. Here are the Pokemon that are viable for a Beast Merge. Mantaris, Snooton, Toxispar, Frillo, Squattles, Azurect, Candivore, Borbcat, Zomborde, Saratuka, Flipint, Keddytuff, Aziboon, Tiwi, Molunder, Naritail, and Gortesk. Now, as a reminder, they need to change typings somehow. They just can't be the exact same timing that they are right now. And they need a new ability. So let me know your awesome ideas down in the comments. I do read them all, and I look forward to your wacky, weird ideas. Now be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are enjoying this series. There's a new puzzle added to the Discord server, so check out the video description for details on how to join us for all that fun. A huge thank you to the Patreon supporters, and the biggest of thank yous to Angel and Cyberlord. They are quite literally the bee's knees. They have been actual bee's knees this whole time. It's bananas. All right, I will catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.